Hey YouTube, how's it going today? Here we are, B&B Auto. This time we're going to be working on a 2004 Ford Escape with the 3.0 four-wheel drive. This puppy's got 218,000 miles on it, I believe. It's seen a long life and it's due for head gaskets and a whole bunch of oil gaskets around all the surfaces. So stick with us, we'll take you through the project and wish us luck. So we'll start. I'll go ahead and get her popped open here. So the reason I know this needs a head gasket is I did a chemical test on it with the color changing fluid. The bottle is discolored, it's dark, and when it runs and drives, which it does fairly well, it likes to overflow coolant out of the overflow tube going on here, so then it runs really low. If we take a look right in there right now, actually it doesn't look too bad. I think I filled it up 3 days ago, but it does pressurize the system and push it out enough that it was annoying me, so I threw just a water bottle in there off the hose so it wouldn't spill on the ground all the time. But we're gonna have to take off the timing cover, take off the intake, valve covers. I've got a new valve cover going on this one right here, because this one, you can tell the screws are broken off for the coil, for a couple of the coils, and I have tried to extract them to no luck. So I've just got a new valve cover for it. We've got to take off all this stuff here. We'll go through the wheel well to access a lot of that other stuff. So we'll go ahead and get this jacked up and get the tires off of it and get it on some stands. Alright, we've got the wheels off. This is going to get a brake job as well. It'll be part of this video series, but let's take a look. We're going to start working with what we're going to have to do head gaskets and oil pan and timing chain cover and all that good stuff. We're going to have to get the exhaust. It's been patched together quite a few times. We've got all sorts of nasty stuff going on here. Who knows? Looks like they tried to seal that up at one point. We've got a splice, another splice. So I think I'm going to end up cutting it back off right back here. And then we'll splice on a new piece of pipe. I may get a new flex pipe for this. I'll have to look into that and get one ordered if that's what I'm going to do here. If we go ahead and take a look at the front here. You can see this is pretty well oil soaked everywhere. We've got all sorts of oil coming off of it. It's definitely got leaking pan gasket and leaky timing chain cover. But I think we'll start at the beginning and start working on some exhaust. Alright, we're going to start by taking this cross member off right here. Got a couple 18s, I'm going to break them loose. Get those broke loose and then we'll zip them out of there. Like that might be a little fun. Alright, so since we've got this bolt right here that the nut is just spinning on the back of, I'm going to, we can't get to the back of it, so I'm going to take this control arm loose from here, pull this out of here so I can get something in there, and we're going to give that a shot. Alright, I've got a little bottle jack under the control arm there. I broke that loose with a 1/2-inch ratchet. Now we're going to get her out of there. There we go. So get her out of there. We'll use a little pry bar to see if we can get her all the way out. Okay, got the bolt pulled out. Give it a little pry action, and hopefully with a little finagling, see if we can see in there. There we go. See the nut. Maybe not so well. So right down inside of there. There it is. So we're going to try to get on that nut, and we'll try to get that out of there. Alright. Got that pulled out of there. Be careful not to pull apart your CV. Got an 18 on it now. You hit it with an 18 from underneath. See if we can't get her out. Getting kind of tight. We're going to work it back and forth a little bit. There we are. So, set that aside, and we will work on the other side. Alright, so for this side, instead of taking that one completely out, I just hit it with the impact real quick, and I just swiveled the whole bar straight back so it's out of the way. That should give us plenty of room to work on getting this exhaust off of here. Alright, as you can see, we're going to want to get this O2 sensor disconnected from the back bank here. This one's been zip tied onto here so the wires aren't hanging down. So I'm going to go ahead and get that off of there. Looks like just got a couple little these plastic stud things. Get those off of there. Cut this one too. Alright. Get that disconnected there. Alrighty. Just got a little tab back here. Give that a squeeze and a pull. Be our O2 sensor. Alright, we're just going to give these a little squirt. See if that doesn't help them a little bit. I've had plenty of lubrication down here from the engine, but go after this top one first. It's 15 millimeter. That one seems like it's coming. Everything's hammer, right? See if we can get this back one started, the bottom one. That one might be broken. Guess we'll find out. Let me get the gun on there. Just came right off. Not bad, not bad. Show you these other two down here underneath. Right there and right there. I'm going to put the camera down and get those off there. Alright, little update. I decided to pull the cross member off of here to get that so this exhaust can drop straight down. That wasn't too bad, just 4 bolts, 15s. They were a little tough, but once I got them moving, they came out. Got that other one just kind of swung out of the way over there. You can see that. That one swung out of the way. So I guess next up I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect here using a tool. Pull that off of there, and then I'm gonna hack this puppy off probably just right up in here. That way, as long as I'll grind this up, see what I can do, if I can just add some weld to it or if I've got to replace it. But I'll hack this off here so I can just drop this whole piece down once I disconnect it from here. To disconnect that from there, got the bolts out of there and out of the front. Should come right out. This nifty tool for popping these off. There we go. That out of there. Got my safety glasses, my hearing protection, Sawzall carbide blade. Looks like a good enough spot to me. Alright, I've got that hacked off of there. Let's see if we can get it out of there. Oh, there we go. She is out. Alright, decided I'm gonna start taking these brakes off. They're gonna get replaced anywhere. They're shot, so that way I can have a little bit more access in here. So we're gonna go ahead. I've got a 7mm Allen here. I'm gonna have to use an extension, it looks like. I've got an adapter and extension so I can get some good torque on it. I do have a rubber cap on them covering those. There's one down here. Those loosened up. Then we've got, you got to take these clips loose. So we'll go ahead and pop those out of there. Watch out, they are spring loaded, of course. There we go. And we'll use a little pressure, see if we can't get those out of there. Alright, just had to do a little more prying. There they come. There go our pads. Set this up there. We'll hang it up here. Take a look at our pads. Actually, don't look too bad. You can tell the rotor's pretty grooved, and the rear one's got some good grooves on it there. But we'll be replacing them. Alright, next up we're going to take this caliper bracket off. Got a couple 18s. These are going to be nice and tight, I'm sure. Get those started. Let's take those off a little quicker now. And just slip that off. Throw these back in. Set it aside. So I was going to say next we're going to have to get out the hammer. Give these a smack to get them off, but look at that. They're going to come right off. Just going to give them a little tap here. Loud noises. There we go. Not too bad. And look at those things. They are shot. They are rusted out. Alright, well I had told myself I was not going to pull this axle because I know I can get the alternator up from behind. But since I pulled out the control arm, I think it might be kind of tough to go back in, so I'm going to pull this axle nut and pull these two bolts out of here so we can get that axle out and out of the way. I may replace the seal in there while I'm at it. So, hearing protection and glasses, see if that nut will come off. I've got a 32, seems like it fit pretty well on there. Old Capri was kind of in a stuck spot. She zipped right off of there. Right, we're going to go ahead and pull this little guy off. It's just a 10 millimeter. And I'm going to put the bolt back in there so I know where that is. Alright. Now that that's loose, bring the big gun again. Grab our hearing protection. Leave that in there. Doesn't fall out on us. Dos. Alright, get back over here a little bit. Take that guy out of there. Leave that in for a second. Give this a little pry bar and see if it wants to at least pop loose. Alright. Let's see if that's loose here. Yep, there we go. Okay, so that's loose. Put one of these back in there just to hold it in place. Maybe. And we're going to try to pop that out of there. So I don't really want to hammer on this nut. The threads come all the way out to the edge. We don't want to bung that thing up. So I'm going to grab an air chisel and give that a smack. Alright, see what this will do. There we go. She's loose. Go ahead and pop that out of there. Be careful, I didn't pull this off. I'm gonna put it back temporarily, but just lean this forward enough to get that axle out of there. There we go. Go ahead and set this back in here. So that's all stuff flopping all over. Alright, next we're gonna see if we can't pop this axle shaft CV out of here. I did put this back together, threw that bolt in just so this thing isn't flopping around, but that's my best option here. There we go. There's some little taps. See if we can wiggle out of here. These things are heavier than they look, so make sure you don't drop them on your face. Right. Next, I'm going to go in long range with a 13. Take off this little cover that holds the intermediate shaft, this little retainer. One on here. So I can't see. There you go. One more. Oh, not it. Take me for it. On this one. Alright. Take that off. And this comes out of there. Still seems to be okay, I guess. Looks like it'll pull right out of there. Grab some towels. I'm guessing as soon as I pull this out, it's just going to leak some tranny fluid. There we go. Get the intermediate shaft out. Alright, let's go ahead and get this oil drained. Should just be a 15 millimeter. Just like either. Just under. Go there. Red. Ooh, pretty. Nice and black. Let that drain out. We're gonna take a look over here. So right up there, see I've got this tube on there. There's a drain cock right there. So we're gonna loosen that up. Put the other end of this tube just down in the pan. I like to use a cat box for grinding coolant. Seems to work pretty well. So we'll get working on that. Get that oil filter off there too. Might as well, right? Got kind of a goofy oil filter wrench thing here. Kind of a difficult one to get on there decent, but we'll give it a go here. There we go. Was not the tightest, but whatever. good and messy right on the exhaust. Could grab a flexible funnel, but not a big deal. I'm gonna wash all this off anyway, so I suppose I can bring you around over here. Here we are, oil filter location, right above the output from the front cat. We'll let these drain, get that antifreeze draining. Alright, we've got this coolant draining. Look at that, it's nice and nasty. Looks more black on camera than it actually is, but definitely plenty of oil vapors in there, that's for sure. Now, we gotta take care of all this nasty under here. Got fan running, window open, exhaust fan running over there. Let's do it. Got all sorts of cardboard. I'm just gonna go ahead and just soak everything down real good. Try to blast this stuff off of here. So much oil. Probably give this one good rinse and then soak it down in some purple overnight maybe. Alright, well, I'm going to continue to spray for a bit. Good morning, YouTubers. I'm back at it today. Finished off last night by draining the oil and the coolant. Then we ran out of battery, but I continued doing a little work. Nothing too difficult. Kind of show you what I did here. So, for better access up top, I decided to take the fans out of the way. There's two fans, they're bolted together. In the middle with two 8mm and the bottom with two 8mm. And then there's a bracket that runs down that holds that too, with an 8mm at the top and an 8mm at the bottom. Also took out the hood latch mechanism, moved that to the side. I've got the radiator and the condenser covered up with cardboard so I don't damage them. What you got to do is you take this bracket off, just 3 bolts in that one, 3 bolts in this one. Take those off and you can kind of pull the radiator forward a bit, and you can sneak those fans out of there carefully after disconnecting the tubing and whatnot that sits against them. Just got to be a little careful of some lines and things down here. Of course, you got to disconnect your electrical, get the wires all disconnected off the fans. So here's my fans right there with the bracket and the bolts that hold that stuff in. I also took off the upper radiator hose and the air intake here, took out the battery box, and yeah, so that's where we're at. And I'm going to putter around a little bit, clean up the parts table, maybe add another table in here, and we'll get going for the day. I'm going to work on tearing all this top half apart so we can get more access to the side. Got access down through here to the crank pulley and all that jazz, so I want to get plenty of access up here so I can get to all those bolts and pulleys and everything to get that timing cover off. I guess what I was working on last night was all the exhaust and everything to be able to take the oil pan off. So we've got that pretty well clear, other than the I might have to take that AC compressor out of the way. We'll have to see what that's in the way. I'd like to leave the exhaust manifolds on the heads if possible. I'm not sure that is. So got them down here, and may have to take them off to get the heads off. We'll just have to see.
Subscribe.